War is often imagined as a contest of weapons, sharper swords, stronger spears, heavier armor, and deadlier tools. But history tells a very different story. Again and again, battles were not decided by the quality of weapons, but by how soldiers stood, moved, and fought together. Formation, not weapons, became the true force multiplier on the battlefield. At first glance, weapons seem like the most important element of war. A sharp sword can kill, a long spear can keep enemies away, a powerful axe can break armor, but weapons alone are useless without control. A soldier swinging a sword wildly may look dangerous, but against a disciplined formation, he is almost helpless. Weapons require space, balance, and timing. A lone fighter depends on individual skill, but individual skill collapses when faced with organized pressure. A formation is not just soldiers standing in lines. It is a system of protection, coordination, and psychological strength. In a formation, each soldier protects the man beside him. Shields overlap. Spears extend forward together. Movement becomes synchronized. One soldier may be weak, but 100 soldiers moving as one become unstoppable. Most ancient soldiers were not elite warriors. They were farmers, workers, and citizens trained to fight. Individually, they were no match for highly skilled fighters, but formations allowed average men to defeat exceptional individuals. Fear was reduced because soldiers were not alone. Gaps were minimized. Weaknesses were covered. Strength was multiplied. A weapon can only strike one enemy at a time, but a formation applies pressure across the entire battlefield. One of the simplest but most effective formations was the shield wall. Soldiers stood shoulder to shoulder, shields locked together, forming a moving wall of protection. Weapons crashed against the shields but rarely broke through. Spears and swords coming from behind the shield wall struck enemies safely. The enemy did not face individuals, but a living fortress. Against such a formation, better weapons meant little. The real battle was never weapon versus weapon. It was order versus chaos. Disorganized fighters relied on emotion, anger, speed, and bravery. Formations relied on discipline, patience, and control. Chaos burned fast. Order lasted. When chaotic fighters attacked a formation, they hit a wall. Their energy drained. Panic spread. Meanwhile, the formation advanced steadily, pushing and breaking resistance. Formation did not only protect physically, it dominated mentally. An organized formation looked larger than it was. It moved with purpose. It created fear before contact. Facing a wall of shields and spear points was terrifying. Many enemies broke and ran before weapons even touched. Fear defeated them before steel did. A weapon may kill the body, but formation breaks the mind. History is full of examples where armies with superior weapons lost badly. Weapons do not fight on their own. If soldiers lose formation, weapons become obstacles. Friendly soldiers block each other. Panic spreads instantly. Once formation collapses, even the best weapons become useless. Soldiers turn to flee. Coordination disappears. Defeat becomes inevitable. A good formation acted like a living machine. Front ranks absorbed impact. Middle ranks maintained pressure. Rear ranks pushed forward. Every soldier had a role. No movement was wasted. Weapons were only tools inside this machine. Without the machine, the tools meant nothing. Smart commanders shaped formations according to terrain. Narrow ground made formations stronger. Hills increased pushing power. Forests weakened formations and turned battles into chaos. Weapons did not change. Formation did. The army that understood how to maintain formation under pressure usually won. Strong soldiers without discipline failed. Weaker soldiers with discipline succeeded. Formation demanded training, trust, and obedience. A soldier had to trust the man beside him. Breaking formation meant exposing everyone. This shared responsibility created unity stronger than any weapon. Weapons may win moments, but formation wins wars. Armies that mastered formation dominated regions for centuries. Those that relied only on powerful weapons faded quickly. Formation allowed long campaigns, lower casualties, and consistent victories. Weapons broke. Formation endured. At the heart of warfare lies a simple truth. Unity is power. A weapon is held by one man. A formation is held by many. When men fight together with discipline and purpose, they become more powerful than steel, sharper than blades, and stronger than any weapon ever forged. Weapons kill individuals. Formation defeats armies. As battles became larger and armies grew in size, the importance of formation increased even more. Managing hundreds or thousands of soldiers required structure. Without formation, large numbers became a weakness instead of a strength. Soldiers blocked each other, commands were misunderstood, and confusion spread quickly. Formation turned numbers into control. Commanders did not shout orders to individual soldiers. They commanded formations. A single order could move an entire line forward or pull it back. This made armies predictable to their leaders, but unpredictable to their enemies. Weapons could not create this level of coordination. Only formation could. Training focused less on fighting skill and more on holding position. Soldiers were taught to stand firm, maintain spacing, and resist the urge to chase or flee. Many armies punished breaking formation more harshly than losing a weapon. This shows how valuable formation truly was. When formations met formations, battles became contests of endurance. Both sides pushed, held, and tested discipline. The first side to lose order usually lost the battle. Weapons caused damage, but formation decided collapse. Fatigue played a critical role. A lone fighter tired quickly. A formation distributed effort. Soldiers rotated positions, supported each other, and shared the burden. This allowed formations to fight longer and maintain pressure when enemies weakened. Weather also favored formation. Rain, dust, and smoke reduced visibility. In such conditions, individual fighters became lost and confused. Formations provided direction and stability. Soldiers knew where to stand and whom to follow even when they could not see clearly. Leadership mattered most inside formations. Leaders stayed visible, maintained alignment, and reinforced discipline. A leader losing control of formation often lost the battle regardless of weapon quality. Control created confidence. Confidence maintained order. When formations advanced, they did not rush. They applied constant pressure. This slow advance forced enemies to retreat, stumble, and eventually turn their backs. Retreating while maintaining formation was difficult. Retreating without formation became a rout. Once an enemy broke formation, weapons no longer mattered. Broken soldiers were vulnerable from all sides. Panic replaced resistance. Victory became inevitable. Throughout history, armies that understood this principle dominated those that ignored it. The lesson repeated across cultures and eras. Formation created power where weapons alone failed. Even as weapons evolved, formation adapted. The principle stayed the same. Soldiers who trusted each other and held their positions survived longer and fought better. Unity multiplied effectiveness. In the end, war was never about who had the sharpest blade. It was about who could stand together when fear, exhaustion, and chaos tried to pull them apart. Formation was strength. Formation was survival. Formation was victory.